joining me. Today we are talking about 5 contenders to replace current Holy Grail items. So that is kind of a big deal around here because I love what I love. If you've even been here a couple of times, you know I talk about the same products over and over again. It is very rare that I even find something that can contend with a Holy Grail and perhaps even replace it. For instance, this concealer has been with me, not the same one, but I keep featuring the same concealer for hyperpigmentation, for melasma. I've been talking about it for almost the whole of 9 years I've been here on YouTube. It's the Clé de Peau concealer. I don't have a contender for this today. In fact, I don't know if I've ever had a contender for this, but I do have a contender for this. Now, this is the mascara that I always talk about. It is the Chantecaille Faux Longest Lash Mascara. Anytime it's on promo, I will make sure to talk about it because it's the one that I use every day. It is difficult for me to find mascaras that I like. I look for volume, I look for length, separation, no flaking, no clumping, no smudging, and just something to look really, really pretty on the lashes. I don't like super wispy lashes. I find with high-end mascaras, sometimes I don't even see the result, but this one I do, and I love it. Now, just on a whim, because I wasn't even planning on trying out mascaras, there was just a sale, and I was looking at maybe items I haven't even looked at before, and I don't think this is new to the market, but it got really great reviews and it looks like it had all of the things that I wanted as well. So this one by Givenchy is one that I have tried recently. And since I tried it, I wanted to keep trying. So I've been wearing this for a few weeks now every day, and I have gotten very comparable results to the Faux Longest Lash Mascara. Let me show you what this looks like. So this is the packaging for the Givenchy. And I want to say this is perhaps glass. Feels like it's glass, and it's in the shade black. Here's the wand. You can see that right there. It's a plastic wand. So for me to say that I have a potential mascara that could replace this Chantecaille. So if this Chantecaille were to go away and never come back, I hope it doesn't, but if it were, then I would go with this one. That's how close I think they are in performance. And let me know if you've tried this. So actually, during the Get Ready With Me, which we'll post next, I have on both of these. I will show you application of the Givenchy and the application of the Chantecaille. I was going to say something else, something that didn't make sense at all. The Chantecaille side by side. So I actually have them on now. The Givenchy is over here. The Chantecaille is over here. So you'll get to see those on really up close. I'll show you application, I'll show you up close, and you'll see really that there is very little difference between the two. Also, it's a different price point if that is important. The next item, I don't know if there's a Holy Grail to contend with. I think this is a Holy Grail that I've been looking for as a single. There are many quads that have a shade like this. Even the Clé de Peau quad has a nice shimmery shade. Oh, I'm talking about a shimmery shade of an eyeshadow. So this replaces any of the quads or quints that have a shimmery shade. So I finally found one that is a single shade. And this one is by Chanel. So this one is fairly new to me. I mean, when I say new, it's like months new to me, not like yesterday new to me. It's in 234 Beige Sable. This is the shade here. And you can see this is really pretty. You can see the shade there. It's just a pretty glow. So this one definitely replaces any of the shimmery shades in a larger palette. So now I have one. So this is like my universal glowy shade, and I just added it to my eyes today. Really fast eye. I used a couple of other Chanel products there, but really it's just an eyeshadow from the Deep palette, and then also an eyeliner. And I'll show you that in the Get Ready With Me. Actually, I can just show you right now if I can find it. It's this palette by Chanel in Deep. So this, oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. This one right here. And I also have on the eyes, the eyeliner in 58. This one by Chanel, that's what I have on. And the mascara, and that's it. So that was the eye. So it solves a lot of issues for me because I'm always trying to find like the perfect glowy shade I can just put on top of any eyeshadow in order to give it a little bit more dimension and just a slight glow without showing any chunky particles. I don't love chunky glitter or even any kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Sometimes satins also have like more detectable particles. I don't love that. I love very even particles and just a glow as a result. And so this one does that for me. So that is a holy grail that doesn't live in another palette. So I love that. So if you have this, you probably know what I'm talking about. 234 Beige Sable. It's just really universal in its glow, and it's very subtle, and it's perfect for what I want, which is just to enhance an existing eyeshadow without overtaking it or distracting from it, and just giving a little bit of a natural glow to the eyelid. So I've got that on. And then the next thing is not as exciting, but it's very important, and they are brow products. So I had, as a favorite last year, was the Jones Road in light brunette. And then for a long time, they were out of stock. And so I was waiting for it to come back. And then in the meantime, when something's out of stock, I start trying other things. And so I landed on this brow product by Kosas. And what I love about this is that it has very similar kind of hold to the Jones Road from memory, because I still never updated one, but it has like a slightly glossier finish, even more natural look. And one of the things that also has helped is I've been using the Obagi or Obagi, I think it's Obagi, the brow serum and the lash serum. I forgot to mention that. So for both brows and lash, there's not as much work to be done with makeup, because my brows, when you see the Get Ready With Me, they're pretty similar to how they look now. I didn't fill in really with pencil, just at the front here, but I used 2 shades. So I've landed on this routine, and the reason I love this is because they stay in place. The hold is very natural looking. I don't have to add too much to my actual skin, because I think that's one of the things that can make it look less natural, and want them to look as natural as possible. So going in with this shade, which is black brown or brown black, let me show you. And I also have gray. So these are the 2 shades I go in with. The hold is amazing. It doesn't feel crunchy. So that's another thing I don't love in brow products, is that I don't like them to feel crunchy. I don't like them to transfer, and I'm not getting that from this. There's some movement there, yet there's still hold. So I think brows are an underrated, well, maybe people understand, because I hear all about microblading, all these things you can do to your brows. So people must think it's as important as I think. This whole industry is made out of brows and the importance of how they frame the face. So I have here 2 shades, and this is again by Kosas. I have black brown and I have gray. Maybe is it brown black? Brown black and gray. And it's the Air Brow product. Really nice. So that has replaced the Jones Road. I guess that's not a contender, that's a replacement. That has been replaced. Okay, moving on to lips. So lipstick is, there's so many nice lipsticks out there. However, when it comes to Holy Grail, there's a color that has been hard for me to find, because tones in red can be really tricky. It can be too blue, it can be too brown, it can be too warm. So I feel like finding the correct red, one that can enhance the complexion, is difficult to find. And my Holy Grail was this Clé de Peau 103. It's such a pretty shade. Let me swatch it for you. And I really liked the finish. It's more of like a muted satin finish. It's not shiny. And I feel like if the red is too shiny, then it's very distracting. But the other issue is that red also needs to be comfortable and wear very evenly. I think that's hard to do. I have found one that I really enjoy that is a little bit more shiny, more hydrating though, and wears really evenly. It looks beautiful on. I have it on now, and it is the Chantecaille Lip Creme in Red Lily. So this is Red Lily here. And they are very close. I mean, they are very close. And I feel like they both do the same thing in that they enhance the complexion. I don't have very much makeup on at all today. From face makeup, I don't have powder on. I have very little concealer on, very little eye makeup on, and just like a hint of blush. And this, I think this really pulls it all together, this color. So this is the Clé de Peau here, and this is the Chantecaille in Red Lily. So you can see there why I really like them and why they remind me of each other. And right now, because of the new formulation here by Chantecaille, which took years for them to create, it looks really beautiful for a long time, feels really comfortable. It's very even application, which like I said, is hard for red lips. And there's a very youthful appearance here. I have lines in my lips, so if I can find a lipstick that doesn't emphasize the lines, then I'm very, very happy. This does not emphasize lines. So I wanted to make sure to point that out. It's really a beautiful red. And I noticed I can both make this intense and more subtle. So I have a more subtle version of it now. I didn't put as much of a heavy layer on. So that is definitely competing. I love still the finish of the Clé de Peau in 103 Legend. I think it's very sophisticated. However, this one also is sophisticated. Those are also very close, but not exactly the same. So I can see myself using both of them, but right now if I was going to pick one, it would be the Chantecaille Lip Creme. Then we've got foundation. Foundation is a big deal here because I don't love foundation. And if I find a foundation I like or love that is very rare and one that I'm happy to put on my face, I don't like how foundation feels. It bothers me if I can sense it. It bothers me if I see it transfer. It bothers me in so many ways. If it doesn't wear well, if I can see that it's making my skin look worse. I don't love those kinds of things. I don't think anybody does. So my holy grail has been this. It's when I want something that's going to look really beautiful. I know it's going to be reliable. It's going to look better over time. That's a huge thing with the foundation. That is one of the hallmarks of why I like a foundation, or if I don't, is it needs to look better the longer I wear it. Chantecaille's cushion has been one of those, not one of those, has been a foundation that I can rely on to perform in all kinds of conditions. Doesn't matter the humidity or the dryness or the heat or the cold, it always looks beautiful and also can set itself. So I have mine here in Wheat on my face now. I actually have this on this half of my face. There is a contender that may knock this out of its current spot because of a couple of things. Well, one thing is that the aesthetic that I am going for is a very no makeup aesthetic. So with no makeup, there's still more texture to the skin. And this one has, actually the reason why I'm talking about this is because I had a question to please compare this with this foundation that I'll tell you about in a minute. This does have a pore blurring aspect to it. So this one is very unique that way. The other foundation I'm going to talk about doesn't necessarily do that because it's very natural looking. So if you want to see texture, which sounds like maybe something people would not want, but this is undetectable makeup. So if this is undetectable makeup here, if you've tried the cushion foundation, I have a very thin layer on here. This is even more undetectable, but it does a beautiful job of just enhancing the skin. However, it doesn't take care of the texture like Chantecaille does. And the foundation I'm talking about is this Victoria Beckham. Ever since I tried this, I've been wanting to wear it. And if you know me, you know I don't love to wear foundation on a daily basis. So what I've been doing is, because I wear SPF, I've been putting on this Supergoop mineral matte screen. You can see it's very dirty. I wear this every day, so that's why it has makeup on it. I will apply this and then I will go in with a brush, like something like this Merit brush, and I'll just stipple on this Victoria Beckham, this one right here, the Victoria Beckham Focus, the Victoria Beckham foundation in 8 medium. Oh, yes, that's right. And the shade is 8 medium that I've been using. So actually I can show you a few shades. I've got some lipstick still on, but let me show you. So this is the shade 8 in Victoria Beckham. Right there, I can show you Wheat next to that. What did I do with my, I had wipes and now they're not here. Maybe I should do this a little bit. You can see the longevity of that lipstick because it is still there. Let me do this properly, hold on. Those really great Honest wipes, where did I do with them? These Honest makeup wipes are really great at removing makeup. I rarely use makeup wipes on my face, but they're great for removing swatches like this. So you can see how great they are though. They really removed all the lipstick. Okay, so you've got Wheat over here on this side and you have Victoria Beckham 8 on that side. That's what it looks like. And I also have Victoria Beckham in 6. Okay, so now you've got Victoria Beckham in 6. Victoria Beckham 6, 8, and then Chantecaille's Wheat. So price point wise, they're around the same amount, like they're both over 100, and they both have skincare benefits. So I find it interesting that out of these two, Victoria Beckham and Chantecaille, that I choose to apply this over my SPF, while this also would be pretty easy to apply over SPF. So I'm trying to figure out why I'm choosing this one, the Victoria Beckham, over this to apply every day. What I think is happening here is that this is, Victoria Beckham is so natural, and I think the tone also is a little bit more skin enhancing for me, but I still really like the finish on this Chantecaille, but you can even see the difference on camera. So let me show you. We will do a get ready with me, and I'm going to show you application and the difference. This is definitely a contender, this Victoria Beckham. And I think it just has a really beautiful skin enhancing effect to it while looking ultra, ultra undetectable. And I think that's what I really, really love about it. Now time will tell. So for all of these Holy Grail contenders, the thing that really determines this is time. So over time, how often will I pull for the new Holy Grail contenders versus my Holy Grail from years and years and years? That's going to be a big factor, especially when we get to the favorites at the end of the year. But these are running very close. In all of these cases, if my Holy Grail was to be absent the next day, I would happily pick up the contender to replace it without thinking too much about missing that item. So that says a lot right there. But like I said, time will tell. Consistency, reliability, those are huge. And so far, I've been using these for weeks now, and I have been getting that reliability. But the advantage that the old Holy Grails have is that they do have that history. They do have that reliability over time, over seasons, over various weather conditions. So that's what these new Holy Grail contenders are going to have to really prove themselves over the years to really tell me. But with the experience I've had with these over the last few weeks, and then in some cases months, they definitely could take the place of a Holy Grail item. So I hope that was interesting to you, because to me, Holy Grail items are the best of the best. And that's what this channel is all about, is finding the best of the best. And I use these products and test them out and test other products against them, like I said, for years. And it is rare for something to be able to replace a Holy Grail. So that's why I think it's kind of a big deal. So let me know, what are your Holy Grails that maybe have been Holy Grails for years? And as we get new technology, it's really interesting to see how some of these items that we've loved for years might not be able to compete anymore, or are your Holy Grails so good that even new technology can't beat them? I'd love to know. So do leave those in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.